Exodus chapter 7. The Lord said to Moses, "See, I have made you like God in Pharaoh's eyes, and Aaron your brother will be your prophet. You will tell Aaron all that I command you, and he will tell Pharaoh to let the people of Israel leave the country. I will indeed make him stubborn, and although I multiply my signs and portents in the land of Egypt, he will not listen to you. Then I will lay my hand on Egypt, and by great acts of judgment I will lead my armies, my people, the people of Israel, out of Egypt. Then will the Egyptians know that I am the Lord when they see with what power I bring the people of Israel out of their country." Moses and Aaron did exactly what the Lord had commanded them. Moses was 80 and Aaron 83 when they spoke to Pharaoh. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, "When Pharaoh speaks to you and tells you to perform a portent to prove the truth of what you say, you will say to Aaron, 'Take your staff and throw it down before Pharaoh, and it will become a snake.'" Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and did what the Lord had commanded. Aaron threw his staff before Pharaoh and his officials, and it became a snake. Pharaoh then summoned wise men and soothsayers, and they too, the magicians of Egypt, did the same by means of their secret arts. Each one threw his staff down, and the staffs became serpents. But Aaron's staff swallowed up the staffs of the magicians. However, Pharaoh was obstinate, and he did not listen to them, just as the Lord had said. The Lord said to Moses, "Pharaoh is stubborn. He has refused to let the people leave. So you will go to Pharaoh in the morning when he goes to the water. Wait for him on the bank of the river, and hold in your hand the staff that turned into a serpent. You will say to him, 'The Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has sent me to say to you, let my people go to worship me in the desert.' But so far you have not listened. By this you shall learn that I am the Lord. Look, I will strike the waters of the Nile with the staff I have in my hand, and they will turn into blood. The fish in the river Nile will die, and the river will become foul, and the Egyptians will no longer be able to drink its water." The Lord said to Moses, "Say to Aaron, 'Take your staff and stretch out your hand over the waters of Egypt, rivers, canals, ponds, and pools of water, and they will turn into blood. There will be blood throughout Egypt, even in vessels of wood and stone." Moses and Aaron did as the Lord had commanded. Aaron raised his staff and struck the waters of the Nile in the presence of Pharaoh and his officials, and all the water in the Nile turned to blood. The fish in the river died, and the Nile became foul, so that the Egyptians could no longer drink the water of the Nile. There was blood all over the land of Egypt. The Egyptian magicians, however, could do the same with their secret crafts, and Pharaoh remained unmoved. And as the Lord had foretold, he would not listen to Moses and Aaron. Pharaoh returned to his house as if nothing of importance had happened, and yet all the Egyptians were digging near the Nile for water to drink, because they could not drink from the river. 7 days passed after the Lord had struck the Nile. The Lord said to Moses, "Go to Pharaoh and tell him, 'Thus says the Lord, let my people go to worship me. If you refuse to let them leave, I will punish the country with a plague of frogs. The Nile will teem with frogs. They will invade your house, your bedroom, and your bed, the houses of your servants and subjects, your ovens and your kneading bowls. The frogs will swarm all over you and your subjects and all your servants."